Dr. Nandipha Magudumana has shifted gears in her bid to reclaim freedom and will be applying for bail in the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court. And that's after her failed attempts to declare her arrest and subsequent extradition declared unlawful. Magudumana was arrested after fleeing to Tanzania with Facebook rapist and murderer Thabo Bester after his audacious escape from prison. After that was exposed, Mnisi is part of our team watching developments for us outside court, and he joins us now live. And I suppose, Linda, the big hurdle to cross here is for Nandipha Magudumana to prove to the court that she's not a flight risk and therefore can be granted bail.
Especially given, of course, the circumstances of her subsequent extradition, as the court have declared them, from Tanzania. You'll remember that shortly after she was brought back to South Africa, we were told by authorities that she was found with a passport that was not stamped. So how much will that weigh when it comes to her bail application is the big question here. But also because this is not the first time, Ayanda, that we're seeing her make a bid to reclaim her freedom. You'll remember she's taken to the Bloemfontein High Court, no try in fact from where we're standing, to have her arrest and extradition declared unlawful, which would then have an impact on the proceedings, the criminal proceedings that are before this court. You'll remember the magistrate presiding over this particular case, the Thabo Bester prison escape case, was also cited in those papers. There were basically respondents number 4 having, gone to the Bloemfontein High Court to ask the court to declare that her arraignment into this matter be declared null and void, which essentially would mean that she didn't want this court to exercise any criminal jurisdiction over her, given, of course, the circumstances that she claimed were unlawful around her arrest. That particular court said that, well, because you consented to the process, we can't then give you that order. It was indeed an extradition disguised as a deportation, something that the Constitution of South Africa really frowns upon. But because one of the critical aspects that are required in extradition, which is consent, were given, then we cannot give you that order. But we've seen her also taking back to that same court, wanting to leave to appeal, and go to the Supreme Court of Appeal, because she says that you cannot consent to an illegal process. And it was interesting looking at the arguments that were made there, because she said that the person who came with this entire argument about consent is a respondent that said they had nothing to do with the deportation, which was later declared to be an extradition, the South African Police Service. She said that because they said they had nothing to do with the process, why is it then that they are the ones that are now citing issues of consent? But you'll remember her founding affidavit as well in that matter. She declared that she was in Tanzania in April. On the 13th of April, she declared how she was arrested in Tanzania, even going as far as saying she was abducted. But what she did not declare at that time was how she got to Tanzania. How did she get there, given the fact that authorities told us that her passport was not stamped? So one of the issues that will come to this court is how exactly she got to Tanzania, because of course the court would have to consider whether or not she will come back to court and attend to her matter. Ayanda?
Absolutely. Linda Mnisi, live to us there from outside the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court. Plenty to think about. We'll be back with you, Linda, once proceedings begin. For now, thanks very much indeed.